halted my wedding, handed my bride to my friend, and walked away while their intimate video played. Now she's livid because I handled it like a champ on my way. My fiancée, 26 female, and I, 27, had been set to get married soon. We had been planning it for quite some time, and everything was finally in place. Invitations had been sent, service providers had been booked, and we even had our vows already written out. All we were looking forward to was the wedding day, but as the day drew nearer, I had more doubts about it. My fiancée suddenly became guarded and panicky whenever I was home. Her behavior just lent to my suspicions. Whatever I tried to call her out on it, she insisted that I was seeing things. When I pushed, she reasoned it away as wedding jitters. I decided to play along. One day, though, I came in and she had a lingering manly scent. It wasn't mine, so I pointed it out casually. Had she invited someone over or bought a new scent that wasn't doing her any favors? The suggestion caught her off guard. It seemed like she didn't even notice the scent herself. She brushed it off and said she must have passed someone with a strong scent while out in public. I didn't believe her. My gut kept telling me to look deeper into the whole situation, so I did. I set up a small camera in our home bookshelf right in the living room without telling her about it. I played it cool the entire time and even left for work the following day as usual. I got back and we caught up on how our day had gone. Many pending wedding payments and just the normal end-of-day chit-chat. Once I was sure she had fallen asleep, I checked the camera. The footage showed her making out with a close mutual friend in the living room before heading to the bedroom. I didn't dwell on the video, just found out what I needed to, saved it to a drive, and started planning how to expose her and make her pay for betraying my trust. I played the fool all the way till our wedding day. It was too late to cancel all the bookings anyway. On the day of, I told her that I had a surprise planned. Since I was going to be at the end of the aisle before her, I had time to get to the DJ and present him with the pen drive containing the damning footage. Then I got to my place. I stood there all smiles, some of it from the knowledge that she didn't know what was coming for her, posing for photos and waving at guests. I also made sure that I knew where our mutual friend was seated before the whole thing. He didn't even look guilty. Finally, my fiancé walks down the aisle. The priest came to officiate, and he finally got to the part of asking about people objecting to the union. No one said anything, not the mutual friend or the cheating fiancé. It seemed like we were moving on, so I laughed and said I do. The rest of the guests laughed along. I guess it was a bit of a shock, or they thought I was joking, but I kept up with it. I called the friend over. He looked frozen. I guess my fiancée figured it out then because she was silently begging me not to create any drama. I signaled to the DJ to play the footage and I told her that our mutual friend was obviously the one for her. I told them I gave them my blessing and walked away. She started crying, sobbing, telling the world that she just got cold feet. Our guests were in uproar. Accusations were shouted from every side, and some people got really worked up. The priest was confused, my fiancée was in tears, and the mutual friend disappeared into the crowd. Needless to say, we gave back the rings and I told her we were parting ways. She, along with her family, is not happy with me. Apparently there was a better way to handle the crisis. I've given them a piece of my mind on a promiscuous daughter and demanded they reimburse me for the full sum I spent on the wedding, or I'm uploading the video on my Facebook. My ex went hysterical at that, so I'm guessing they'll cough up the money soon. That, folks, is the state of the mess I'm in currently. Update. Ex's parents agreed to reimburse me for the moment. They look drawn. I'm guessing it's coming out of their retirement fund. I feel sorry for them, to be honest. Oh well. Next cheating story. I, 31 male, have been engaged to marry my fiancée, 34 female, for approximately 4 years, together for over 10 years. We had our ups and downs, probably like most, but it was never due to anything dubious as far as I'm aware. I've been sensing, feeling, seeing new red flags pop up about 6 months ago when my ESO started a new job. I had supported her throughout her education prior to this new job, and we were both excited that she would be able to pursue a career with her new credentials. Now that she's been on the job for a few months, she started making new friends. So the first few red flags were her staying out very late, 3 a.m., or staying out overnight. She slept at her sister's house and not coming home until the morning after. I'm one to trust, so I let it go without further investigation. Then she goes out of state to a beach about 6 hours away with her new friends from work, or so she told me at the time. Apparently, when she was on this beach trip, She met a guy at a bar, and they proceeded to have sex. So, 8 weeks ago, my ESO came home after the trip, and a day later she stated she needed to leave to rethink our engagement and relationship. I'm blindsided, obviously, because I've been carrying on like normal, not knowing anything was really going on. At this point, I don't know about the cheating. I asked her to stay and offered to go to counseling, but she insisted and left, and was supposedly sleeping at her sister's house. She eventually did come back and stated she wanted to work on things, and also confirmed she would be willing to go to couples counseling. 3 weeks ago, she told me she's pregnant. Again, I'm one to trust, so I assume it's mine, as we've been trying for a while to start a family. I get excited and start making baby plans, buying baby books, corner protectors, etc. However, I had those red flags pop up in my mind, and my thoughts started to spiral. So I told her I'd like to have a paternity test done to confirm that I'm the father. I stated that I trusted her, but I explained it as my own security and needed to fulfill this request. She was upset that I made the request, and we pushed it aside for a while. I brought up the paternity test again this Friday at home, as we were discussing the baby. She broke down at this time and told me she's been cheating on me, and that she's 100% sure that the father is the other guy. She then told me she made an appointment for an abortion for the next day. I was shocked, to say the least, and my heart was broken. I didn't freak out. I'm still waiting for that to happen, if I'm honest. And I told her I'd take her to her abortion appointment, as it was over an hour away, and it didn't want her getting sick or something on the way home. She later tells me that she met this guy on her beach trip when they had sex, and then they met up again. I assumed during her other stay at her sister's, but she denies this and had sex for a second time. What she tells me could be more than twice. I don't know. She told me the father told her that he wants nothing to do with the child, and he recommended her to get an abortion. She's been wanting a baby for a while, so this was difficult for her to hear unsure. He also suggested that she get me to raise it. Lolf, I guess they talked about me. Who knows, maybe if I wasn't talking about paternity testing, I would have fallen into that. I promptly left our apartment and moved back in with my parents. She's trying to say that she loves me, but I'm devastated and can't see anything being repaired at this point. I'm just so upset about the life we had being destroyed, and I lost my companion, her dog, but I'm at home with it all the time as I WFH, and all the other things that crumble alongside a relationship dying. I guess I'm looking for some advice on what to do next, or for some insight on how to start feeling the effects of this, because I feel dead right now. Edit. Thank you for all of the support. Finding these comments has helped me cope with the situation, so I appreciate it. I have moved out about 85% of all my stuff. Some of the remaining items are in storage and bundled together, so I'll have to schedule some time with my ex-fiancée to go through it all. But once that last trip there is done, then I'll be completely moved out. I have everything of significant value out of there. Last update. The lease was terminated, and of course she wasn't fully moved out yet, so I had to go over and help her get rid of the remaining items. I was under the impression that it was still a ton of stuff, but luckily it wasn't too bad and only took me about 2 hours and we got everything out of there. I said goodbye after that with no affection and left, and haven't seen her since. The only other remaining item was car insurance, which I terminated and obtained a new policy. Texted her that the policy was terminating and that she had 10 days to find a new policy. So I gave her plenty of time to look for one. Who knows what she did, but that's not my problem. I haven't spoken to her since I texted her about the car insurance. She hasn't attempted to contact me in any way. Not that I want her to. On the contrary, I'm very pleased she hasn't tried calling me or whatever. I spoke to the landlord and was told that I would be receiving documentation regarding my early termination fee and how to settle that. I went online to the renter's portal and my account has been deactivated, so I can't view anything. The landlord did state that they had another renter lined up already. I'm still confused about how this termination fee will work, as they haven't sent me anything. I'm wondering if there is something COVID-related that's preventing them from charging me, or some other clause I'm not sure about. But I haven't paid any of the fee yet, so I'm just kind of waiting for that to show up in the mail at some point. I assume they're going to send me the fee, but it would be a nice surprise if I, for some reason, didn't have to pay that $3,000. Other than that, I've been doing well. I still have yet to get upset emotionally. Like I haven't shed a single tear about her or our relationship dying. I feel free, I suppose. I've been busy at the gym, busy with my side work, and enjoying my hobbies whenever I want to. I also scheduled a rock climbing and hiking trip with one of my best friends that I never get to see. It's so liberating doing things that I want to without having to check with someone else or make sure money is good, or make sure our schedules are set. I can just do whatever I want, and it's awesome. One of the comments in this post said that I haven't been upset because my future self knows how great my life will be one day, and I believe in that more every day. I feel like I was limited before, but now I don't have anything holding me back and I want to experience all there is to see in life. Top comments. Sorry that this happened to you, man, but you seem very intelligent and level-headed through it all. You definitely dodged a major bullet, which you'll realize when looking back at this mess a few years from now. Take care of yourself, and it will lead to great things with a partner who deserves you. The only advice is next time to be more willing to confront the red flags early on. Best of luck. This is why I hate it when women act all offended over a paternity test. It was a paternity test that saved your life. If you hadn't asked, she never would have revealed it to you. You'd be raising his child while she keeps banging him behind your back. Don't go back. Cheaters can't be trusted, and she was semi-planning on having you raise another man's kid. At least now she can't try and trap you in an 18-year financial commitment. This is why blind trust is stupid. Trust is both earned and maintained. Boundaries also must be maintained. Give someone enough rope, and they'll hang themselves as an axiom for a reason. That doesn't mean to be paranoid, but don't just allow your yeso to do whatever they please whenever they please. It's fine to question and remain engaged in what they're doing. Without doing so, allowing too much freedom, I know how that sounds, shows a lack of interest or caring. You did the right thing cutting contact with her.